What's up, everybody? Here with another episode. This one is regarding confidence building in men. Confidence is not something that you're born with, you have to build it. Some of us have the luxury of having somebody who instills this confidence in us. Some of us have to overcome obstacles to build it. Nonetheless, today's episode is going to deal with this and how to get to that point, how to build confidence as a man, especially as a young man when you're overcoming all these obstacles, you're going through changes, you're hearing what you're supposed to be, what you're not supposed to be. I'm going to give you some tips that can help you with confidence. So the first thing we're going to cover is what exactly is confidence? What does it really look like? What is true confidence? You see a lot of these folks out there, these influencers, these red pillars who will overcompensate. They will say things, they will come out in a certain way to supposedly display confidence, but this is the complete opposite of that. Somebody who needs validation will do something like that. So confidence that's true is not rocked by somebody else's opinions of you, right? So let's say that somebody says something about you. The person who is not confident will be triggered by these emotions. A person who is confident will let these things slide, and they don't affect your entire day. They don't affect your persona. They don't affect who you are as a man. So somebody's words about you, their opinion about you, are irrelevant. That is the first step of being a confident person. Now, how do you get to that point? Because it's difficult to hear somebody say something to you that's not true, and then people are reacting to it. People are saying things about it. And when you're younger, it's so easy to give in to peer pressure and want to react in a way where you don't appear to be less than or less masculine than. So how do you get to that point, right? Again, you have to know yourself. If you don't know who you are as a man, then these opinions about you are going to affect how you move in this world, right? Let me give you an example. You're in the street. You approach somebody. Somebody says something to you, and there's a confrontation, right? The immediate reaction for a person who was not confident is to try to prove to this other person that they don't even know, that they are confident, that they shouldn't be stepped on or whatever. And that will create a situation that can potentially get worse. So that's the first step. Right? How do you get there, though? Again, unless this person is posing a threat to your life, then there should be no reason why you even engage in any kind of confrontation. Because a lot of the times you're doing it for somebody else. You're not even doing it for yourself. In my personal opinion, right? You try to de-escalate the situation, and if you have to fight, then you have to fight, but you never look for it. You never antagonize somebody. You never call somebody out of their name. You don't do those kind of things because that is not going to help you. That is not confidence. Again, that is trying to overcompensate for your lack of confidence. You're trying to display this image that you are a confident man, that you're a strong man, so you're going to get into physical altercations. There's no need to do that. It's not necessary for you to do that. Again, unless you have to defend yourself, then it's a different conversation. And we're going to have a different live about that, in the future. So how do you build this confidence through action? Well, you have to learn things about yourself. And what are these things? So for me, right, let me give you an example. When I was younger, I was easily influenced by the opinions of other people. I was easily influenced by what I should be as a man, what I should do as a man. So my idea of myself was a perception of somebody else, what they had painted for me to be. It wasn't until I had to undergo all these changes and experiences that I realized that that's not who I am, right? I have this concept of painting your own self-portrait. Not what they want you to paint, it's what you want to paint as a man, right? So you cannot do any of that until you learn who you are as a person. You have to go through your traumas. You have to go through these ideas that maybe were taught to you by somebody else and they influence you to think a certain way, right? Today, it's very easy to fall victim to that. So all that you have to deconstruct it, and you have to be able to say, look, this is who I am. This is not who I am. And through this process, you're able to develop a person, a real, genuine person in you, and that will allow you to stand on that. As they say, stand on business, right? So for me, since I was young, I've always liked to read. I've liked to engage in intellectual conversations. Even when I was a knucklehead or when I wasn't fully there, I still did some of that. And I realized that that was who I really was. Everything else was just a character, an alter ego. So, that is what gave me confidence, my intellect, the ability to have a conversation with somebody, an intellectual conversation. And this allowed me to open doors with people and to be able to get into spots, situations that benefited me for the most part and in the long run. So knowing that about myself, I can step into any room, I can step into any situation and have a conversation with you and have the ultimate confidence, right? That I'm going to attain what I'm achieving, what I'm trying to attain, right? That's the goal. Now, you might not always get that, but just having that confidence that you will get it is going to give you more opportunities, allow you to move more into more spaces, more places, and it really works with anything, right? So the next thing is the importance of purpose and discipline. Huge. If you do not have a purpose in life, and it could be anything. It could be gaining, 20 pounds of muscle. It could be getting a job that pays you $30 an hour, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is that you're seeking, you have to have a purpose. If you're moving through the world without a purpose, you will not be able to achieve this confidence because, you attain step 1, you attain step 2, step 3. All of a sudden, now you're becoming a more confident man, right? This allows you to build yourself slowly. You cannot get to point Z from point A if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a purpose. And discipline is so crucial, so huge, right? If you got to get up at 8 a.m. in the morning to get this done, get it done, right? But stick to it. Don't make excuses. Don't say, well, today, my head hurts. I wasn't able to get up because X, Y, and Z. Look, if you want to get to that goal, if you want to make sure you're going to get there, your purpose and your discipline need to align. If they do not align, then this is not going to be the case. You're not going to build that confidence, and you're going to struggle to get to that point, to get to that goal, right? A person who is interesting, a person who has goals, a person who has aspirations is going to be a more confident person because you're going to be able to have a conversation with somebody and say, hey, what did you do last weekend? Or what are your goals for whatever, right? It could be anything. It doesn't have to be money related. It doesn't have to be something that's going to impress somebody else. It's what you want to do and you actually want to do it. It's genuine, right? And the next one is tough. For a lot of people, and for me, even for me, it took me a while to really understand this one, is setting boundaries and earning self-respect. The boundary setting is so huge because when you become influential, when you become confident, sometimes these boundaries can't be crossed because people are going to want to get from you. They're going to want to get things out of you. And if you don't set these boundaries, then what's going to happen? Then you become available to everybody else and you can lose confidence through that process, right? Self-respect is so, so crucial. Do not do anything that is going to, make you lose your self-respect. Do not do things just, again, to get validation from other people. That's not what confidence is. That is gaining their validation. That's not confidence. Confidence is self-respect, self-love, being genuine to your beliefs, to yourself. That will build you confidence. Not, if I do this, X, Y, and Z, these people are going to respect me. No, that's not the way you want to go about it. You want to do things that you actually care about, that are important to you, that are part of your values. So make sure that you do that and do not lose your dignity, please, in the process. Now, when it comes to dating, I think this is probably the most important thing. One of the things that I talk about on this channel a lot. How do you have dating and relationships confidence in dating and relationships? How do you do this, right? My first video that I put out, my little short, was about shooting your shot, right? You're not going to build any confidence if you do not shoot your shot. I get it. You're young. It's hard. You don't have any money. You don't have a good job. I get it. It's tough, right? But you still have to take a shot. And the more shots that you take, eventually you're going to make some of these shots. And granted, right, probably some of these shots are not going to be your best shots, or you're not going to get the best results. But as you continue to take these shots, your confidence improves, right? You know, when you're younger, I get it. Rejection is common, unless when you're one of these chat guys, you're one of these guys who, had it easy, right, his whole life, then probably not going to have that issue. But most people do. Most people have a hard time with dating, especially young men. But if you don't take that shot, and it's simple, right? Just take the shot, literally. You see someone. I know today it's a lot different. Most of these people are meeting through Instagram. I would still try to do it the old-fashioned way. And I know probably because I'm old, and people are going to be like, "Well, you're out of the game. You don't understand what to do." Look, you don't have to be that direct, right? You don't have to be super direct. You need to first try to understand the person, and then find those little things. And because for me, what else be out is, and I'm a very curious person. So if I meet somebody that intrigues me, that I'm able to just continuously ask questions over and over, and I'm able to develop some kind of relationship with that person. And it's not romantic, obviously, because I'm married at this point, but if I was doing that, that is the approach that I would use. It is the approach that I've used in the past, right? It is the approach that I use with my wife. I saw her, I went up to her, I shook her hand, and I told her my name, right? And that's how I went. I went up to her. I could have looked at her from far away and not done anything. I went up to her, and from there it just developed, right? So same thing when you go to try to get a job, right? That confidence to do it. You just have to do it. I mean, there's no other way to say it. You have to just put yourself in that spot, get uncomfortable, get used to it, and once you do it over and over and over, that's the way you got to do it. You just got to have to keep going, and eventually it happens, right? Now, the common mistakes that men will make, and it's pretty simple. You just don't take the shot. You just don't put that step forward. You make excuses. You start saying, well, this is too difficult. Well, I'm tired, right? Look, you can't do that. You cannot do that and expect results. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to baby you, right? I get it. Some of you guys were raised with, well, let's all be empathetic. Let's all, give them some space. I understand that, right? And this should be a place for that. But when it comes to building confidence, you have to take L's. You have to lose. I'm sorry, that's the way it works. If you don't lose, then you will not be able to build this confidence. It's like a scab or like a callus, right? You have to keep on doing it over and over till you build this callus on your hand or whatever. And eventually, and a rejection is going to be like whatever. It's going to be like, okay, cool, whatever, and you don't take it personally. And eventually, you'll stop taking rejections because of the way you carry yourself. People can read you. People can feel your energy. And you might think, oh, this is bullshit, like this is some mumbo jumbo. No. If you carry yourself a certain way, if you reek of lacking confidence, trust me, I don't care where you go, people are going to see that. And guess what? They're not going to give you a chance, especially in relationships. You go to a job, same thing, right? Look, I've had rejections my entire life and many, many different things. But my confidence is not rocked. It's still here. And if you listen to the last live, I have faith in God, faith. And that to me is the most important thing, because no matter where I'm at, If I'm rock bottom, if I've lost everything, I have faith in God, then I'm going to go back up and get better. Some of you guys don't have that. Some of you guys do not have any kind of system that, gives you hope. And to me, God is that hope, to be able to get up no matter what happens. No matter what you go through, you'll have the confidence to get back up. So you need some kind of moral compass, right? You need goals. You need to take shots. There is no excuse as to why you can't do that, right? Some of you guys are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old and are thinking, man, what do I do? How do I get better? I get it, guys. I was there. You saw me at 18, 19 years old. You're probably thinking, man, this guy, has had it all. Look, I don't live a lavish lifestyle. I'm not gonna lie to you and be like, oh, I got X, Y, and Z. Look, I'm married, I got a family. That to me is the important thing. And I think to me in 2026, that is success, right? Being able to have these things, because a lot of you guys are looking for this. You want to have a family. Most people don't care about being rich, right? Some of you guys probably do, but most folks just want to have a family. They want to have somebody who loves them. And trust me, if you do these things, and if you are genuine about these things, the key thing is being genuine, then you'll be able to do this, right? So find mentors, do activities that build confidence, find a purpose, and that's it, man. I mean, again, if you are enjoying the content, please subscribe to the content. If you would like to follow me on X, it's at D Cendejas, Cendejaz. If you want to talk to me personally, right? And if you want to support the channel, please let me know. Many different ways to support it. Share it, contribute to it financially, whatever you want to do. Thank you very much. On to the next one, y'all. Peace.